What if I told you that sharing the most intimate part of yourself with someone could leave you feeling like an empty shell, questioning your worth, your attractiveness, and even your sanity? Sounds like a nightmare, right? But for those who've been entangled with a narcissist, this is a chilling reality. Sex with a narcissist is not just about physical intimacy, it's a battlefield where control, manipulation, and emotional games take center stage. It's like dancing with the devil in disguise, where the rules are rewritten to suit only their needs. You're left reeling, trying to make sense of what just happened, while they move on as if nothing ever occurred. But why is it so devastating? Why does it feel like your soul is being stripped bare while they walk away unscathed? It's because narcissists twist the act of love into a performance of dominance, leaving you dazed and broken. First, weaponizing affection. Turning love into a transaction. Imagine being in a relationship where love and affection feel less like gifts and more like rewards dangled just out of reach. This is the reality for many who find themselves entangled with a narcissist. To them, intimacy isn't about connection or mutual care. It's a tool of power, wielded strategically to keep their partner compliant and craving more. Narcissists use affection as a bargaining chip, giving it only when it suits their agenda. Did you do something they wanted? You might get a fleeting moment of kindness or physical intimacy. Did you assert your needs, challenge them, or have a bad day yourself? Affection vanishes, replaced by coldness, rejection, or outright hostility. This push and pull dynamic is deliberate. It creates a cycle of longing and dependency. Their partner is left desperately trying to earn back the love they once felt, not realizing the game is rigged. This constant withholding and granting of affection messes with your sense of self. You start questioning what you did wrong, how you could be better, or what you need to change. But the truth is, the narcissist behavior isn't about you, it's about control. They keep you emotionally starved, then offer just enough to keep you hooked, like a gambler chasing the next win. The result? A toxic cycle where love feels transactional, conditional, and painfully out of reach. Understanding this pattern is crucial for breaking free and realizing that real love isn't a prize to be earned. It's a mutual exchange built on trust, respect, and emotional safety, things a narcissist simply cannot provide. Second, emotional vacuums, the void behind the act. Sex with a narcissist can feel profoundly hollow, even when it appears passionate on the surface. The act, which should be a shared expression of love and intimacy, becomes something entirely different, a performance designed to fuel their ego rather than connect with their partner. Narcissists approach physical intimacy not as a means of emotional connection, but as an opportunity to validate their own self-image and exert control. When you're with a narcissist, you might notice that something crucial is missing. They may mimic the motions of affection, but there's a distinct lack of warmth, vulnerability, and mutual care. Their focus isn't on you as a person, but on what they can gain: power, praise, or the satisfaction of seeing you dependent on their approval. This detachment can leave you feeling lonely and confused, as if you're sharing an experience with someone who is physically present, but emotionally absent. Over time, this void becomes a heavy weight in the relationship. The lack of emotional reciprocity might make you question your worth or wonder if something is wrong with you. In reality, the problem lies in their inability or refusal to connect on a deeper level. For a narcissist, sex is often a mechanical act, a tool for self-gratification, not a genuine moment of closeness. This emotional vacuum creates a toxic cycle where their partner gives more and more, hoping to bridge the gap, only to find themselves feeling used, unseen, and emotionally drained. It's not about intimacy for them, it's about control, power, and feeding their ego, leaving you to navigate the painful aftermath of their indifference. Understanding this dynamic is crucial to breaking free and reclaiming your sense of self-worth. Third, the fantasy world, escaping reality through idealized scenarios. When a narcissist engages in intimacy, it's rarely about genuine connection. Instead, they retreat into a fantasy world, a carefully constructed reality where they are the star, the hero, or the ultimate object of desire. This fantasy serves a specific purpose. It allows them to maintain emotional control and avoid the vulnerability that comes with true connection. For their partner, this detachment is confusing and disheartening. While you may be seeking emotional closeness and mutual fulfillment, the narcissist's mind is often elsewhere. They might idealize a perfect scenario. Imagine being with someone else or focus solely on their performance rather than the shared experience. It's not about you and them in the moment, it's about them escaping into a mental construct that shields their fragile ego. This disconnect leaves you feeling inadequate or like you're not enough. You might think, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I keep their attention? But the truth is, their inability to stay present isn't about you, it's about their fear of their emotions. Over time, this pattern creates a profound sense of isolation. You may feel like you're sharing a bed with a stranger who's physically present but emotionally absent. Understanding this behavior is the first step toward recognizing the impact it has on your self-worth and your relationship. It's not your fault, they're simply unable or unwilling to step out of their carefully constructed fantasy world. Fourth, gaslighting desires, the silent erosion of sexual confidence. Imagine this: you muster the courage to share something deeply personal with your partner, a desire, a preference, or even a boundary. But instead of being heard, you're met with a dismissive laugh, a sarcastic remark, or a subtle implication that there's something wrong with you. Over time, you begin to question yourself. Am I too needy? Too demanding? Maybe I'm just broken. This is the essence of how narcissists gaslight their partner's desires. Narcissists have an uncanny ability to twist the narrative in their favor. They invalidate your feelings and sexual preferences, making them seem insignificant, strange, or even problematic. This isn't accidental, it's deliberate. By distorting your perception of what's normal and acceptable, they maintain control. They plant seeds of self-doubt, ensuring you hesitate to express yourself fully in the future. This manipulation isn't just about silencing your needs, it's about feeding their ego. By keeping the focus on their desires and dismissing yours, they ensure the dynamic remains all about them. You're left walking on eggshells, afraid to voice your thoughts or seek emotional or physical fulfillment, because you've been conditioned to believe it's selfish. The result? A deep sense of inadequacy and dependency. You start seeking their approval more than your own comfort, losing confidence in your ability to set boundaries or advocate for your needs. This cycle is draining, leaving you feeling used, unheard, and invisible. Breaking free starts with recognizing the pattern. Your desires are valid, your feelings are real, and your worth is not defined by their inability to meet you halfway. By reclaiming your voice, you can begin to heal from the toxic distortion they've created. Fifth, obsession with performance over connection. For a narcissist, sex is rarely about connection or mutual pleasure, it's about performance, validation, and control. Instead of creating an intimate bond, they treat the experience as a stage to showcase their prowess. Every touch, every move, every word is meticulously calculated to amplify their ego and reinforce their image of superiority. For their partner, this approach can feel deeply isolating, as the emotional warmth that fosters genuine intimacy is glaringly absent. When intimacy becomes a performance, the narcissist's partner is often left feeling like a spectator or worse, a prop. There's no room for vulnerability, mutual exploration, or emotional depth. The narcissist isn't engaging with their partner, they're feeding their own narrative. Look how desirable I am. Look how powerful I am. The partner's needs, desires, and emotional state are overshadowed, dismissed, or entirely ignored. This relentless focus on performance can leave their partner questioning their value. You might wonder why the experience feels hollow, why your attempts at emotional connection fall flat, or why their attention feels fleeting. Over time, this dynamic erodes your sense of worth, making you feel more like an object than a partner. It's crucial to recognize that this behavior isn't a reflection of your inadequacy, but a manifestation of the narcissist's inability or unwillingness to connect authentically. They aren't capable of the emotional vulnerability required for real intimacy because it threatens their carefully constructed facade. Instead, they stay in control by performing, ensuring they never have to confront the emotional depths they fear. Understanding this dynamic is essential to reclaiming your sense of self-worth. True intimacy is about shared vulnerability and emotional connection, something a narcissist may never be able to provide. Recognizing this can help you take the first step toward healing and healthier relationships. In relationships with a narcissist, intimacy is often twisted into a tool of manipulation, leaving their partners feeling emotionally drained, devalued, and disconnected. Whether it's weaponizing affection, escaping reality through fantasies, dismissing their partner's needs, or turning sex into a hollow performance, the narcissist's behaviors all revolve around maintaining control and feeding their ego. These patterns strip intimacy of its core elements: vulnerability, mutual respect, and emotional connection, reducing it to a power play that leaves their partner questioning their worth and desirability. Recognizing these dynamics is the first step toward breaking free from their cycle of manipulation. You are not to blame for their inability to connect authentically or meet your emotional needs. Healing begins with understanding that you deserve more real intimacy, genuine affection, and mutual respect. If these patterns resonate with your experience, know that you're not alone, and you don't have to stay trapped in this cycle. Recovery is possible, and it starts by educating yourself about narcissistic behavior and reclaiming your self-worth. Remember, intimacy should empower and connect, not diminish or control. Thank you for watching this episode and for taking the time to prioritize your emotional well-being. If this content resonated with you or provided clarity, please share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more insights about narcissistic relationships. Together, let's continue to spread awareness and foster healing. Until next time, take care of yourself. You deserve it.